Peter, what's your assessment this afternoon?
We didn't deserve anything at all today. Absolutely nothing. Looked like we are a team that came here today and thought we're top of the league at that point. We're going to come out and it's going to be easy, and East Fife did everything they could, ran themselves into the ground, stopped us doing anything but won every battle all over the park. And it's a big wake-up call for everyone, absolutely everyone. The first goal we conceded, Tommy Goss, who's come here on loan from Annan Athletic, was absolutely outstanding today. It obviously meant a lot to him, but he scores a goal at the back post, which he's told the players all week. Worked on that all week to deal with that, and we don't. After a counter-attack, although it was Jack Stott was at the back post, but then to get ourselves back into it out of nothing, really. One bit of quality all game where Reece Lyon pops up in a great position, gets it wide and gets in the box and scores. You think, right, that's right at half time to come out the second half, and then we have to try and win the battle again and do something, because today it was going to be scraps, feeding on scraps or set pieces or mistakes. And then the second goal comes from a really massive error in the first minute of the second half, and we got a mountain to climb, gives them a lift. We never recover from that, and we don't deserve anything.
Is there are you starting to get concerned? Because last week you talked about the mentality maybe not being right against Rangers B. Today you're saying you maybe felt that they just turned up. Is there a bit of mentality thing creeping in there?
I don't think there will after this, because we should know that every club, because we're a full-time team, one of the full-time teams in this league, every other club that's a part-time team will want to prove how good they are and work really, really hard. We need to work harder than that. We need to win battles and then play football on the other side of that, because we're a very good football inside, but we didn't play any football today. I think after the second goal went in, we just opted to go long, help it on, kick it long. Sometimes it looked like some of our players couldn't even kick a ball properly because they're maybe getting flustered. And if they're going to be a good team, really need to add a little bit of quality, especially when you're under pressure. Stand up and be counted. And today, I don't think we can count on anybody really today.
In the past, you've said maybe getting dragged down to a level, but today it was just Queen's Own doing, wasn't it? East Fife were.
No, it wasn't Queen's Own doing it. East Fife did it to us. They hustled, harried, won every header, every tackle. They picked up second balls. They did that to us, but we then really backed off and lowered our standards and didn't win battles, weren't up for the fight. Felt we got bullied all over the park. So, that's a big learning curve. I don't think that today, so you've got the contrasting styles of Rangers B last week, where it was too easy for us and we got dragged down. We lowered our urgency to try and win a game. Today we just got overrun, and that's a concern. When we have good players, we've got really strong physical players. We were missing a little bit of that today.
Should say it was a kind of wake-up call that they needed when they're at the top of the league. It doesn't go for anything, they just have to battle and win these battles.
Yeah, because we knew coming here, we said it last week in our interview, we trained all week with long balls and fighting balls and scrapping, and that's what we were going to be dealing with. And we came here to a team that do help it on, do just all the, without disrespecting East Fife, they play to their strengths. They've got two big lads up front that work really hard. Got a willing runner by McKenna that's going to run up and support everything. And we didn't win that first header to keep our play a little bit higher up the park. And because we couldn't win that first header, they were able to get up the park against us, and felt some of our lads were gambling on the other side of it to try and thinking we were going to win the ball. And they picked up every second ball. So, and then at times when we could put balls into the box, we didn't put good enough balls into the box, or when we helped the ball in to an area, it wasn't a good ball back into an area. We had free kicks and corners, and we ended up putting the ball straight onto the biggest man in the park, which ended up being Tommy Goss, who had an excellent game. But the biggest disappointment is there's Tommy Goss is an Annan player, but it's from Dumfries, so it will mean a lot more to him. So he's the one that you have to try and go, right, we'll show you that we're stronger and bigger and better than you, and today that wasn't the case. He scores a goal and he was really good, and I should not be talking about an opposition player.
Obviously, it wasn't a great first half, but to get that goal 2 minutes just before the break, right on, so you think you can maybe kick on, but just didn't.
Yeah, I've had to go with the players in there and say, if you have any aspirations of getting up a division or being at the top end of a division, you need to find a way. We need to find a way. You come here and find a way to either win the game but not lose it. And we killed ourselves with the second goal. Make big errors even before the goal goes in. There's an error from one of our players down the other end, and it gives them a chance. So even the first goal, we give the ball away up around their box, and they counter-attack from that, and we lose a goal. So that's like a really big, learning curve, because we've said in the past that, any team that wins the ball and tries to counter-attack, we need to make sure that we stop counter-attacks happening. Today we didn't. In 2 occasions, and we got punished.
Dust yourself down now for the visit of Inverness. I know this was still raw, but they need to pick themselves up quickly for next week.
Obviously, I'm sure the players will pick themselves up, but I hope they hurt over the weekend and they realise that they need to be better, which they will. We've had a good group of fans that came up today to support the team, and I feel really disappointed and sorry for them coming up and watching how we let ourselves down today.
And of course it is Inverness next week, a team that are going to be up there, are expected to be up there challenging, so it'll be a different game again.
Absolutely, another different game, but we need to just make sure that we are fully prepared and we approach that game much better than we have the last 2 games. If we do that, we'll be fine, because we've shown in the past that we'll be fine, but we can't sit around and wait for us to be fine. We've got to make it happen week in and week out.